Okay, this is 12.6, solving quadratics using zero property. This is the easy part. Tomorrow's lesson does get it's just as easy, but now you're going to have to put them into two binomials and then solve them by putting them in zero. It's okay. We'll get through it. So today we're just going to go nice and easy. All right, we're going to go over the bell work. So pause the lesson, do the bell work, and then once you're done, go ahead and start the lesson again. Okay. X squared plus 2x minus 8x minus 16. X squared minus 6x minus 16. If you can't do this, you're in a world of trouble. You've got to come in and ask for help. Okay. Okay, number 2. Because this has a subtraction sign in it, I cannot just simply do pow-pow. I have to actually go 2x minus 5 times 2x minus 5, and then solve 4x squared minus 10x plus 25, 4x squared minus 20x plus 25. Same thing with number 3. X plus 3 times x plus 3. Because that's what this little exponent right there says. It says multiply the base by itself that many times. So this is what it looks like. X squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9. X squared plus 6x plus 9. Solve the systems of equations. Now this is just like what you're going to see on the CRT. So let's pretend I don't know how to solve systems of equations. Can anybody think of a way that I could find the correct answer without knowing how to solve this system of equations? Can anybody think of a way to do that? Anyone? Yes. No. What value is the 10 right here? The 10 is the... Thank you. 10 is the x value. The 7 is the... Yep. Okay. So, did we go over number 3? Okay, we're talking about number 4. That's right. So, how do I, if I don't know how to do this, I'm on the CRT, I don't know how to solve systems of equations, how can I figure it out? That's right. 5 times 10 minus 2 times 7 equals 15. Okay? 50 minus 14 equals 15. Is that going to work? Nope, can't be the right answer. 5 times negative 10 minus 2 times 7 equals 15. Negative 50. Sorry. Minus 14 equals 15. Is that going to work? Nope. 5 times 7 minus 2 times negative 10 equals 15. 35 plus 20 equals 15. Is that going to work? No. My answer has to be D. Now, if one of these worked, let's look at D. 5 times 7 minus 2 times 10 equals 15. 35 minus 20 equals 15. Is that true? Is that true? Does 35 minus 20, I'm sorry, yeah, does 35 minus 20 equals 15? Yes. So this works in this one, but I have to check the other one to make sure it works. Now, because I knew all the other ones didn't work, I know it's D. But if one number works, if one group of number works in one of them, you have to make sure it works in both. Negative 2 times 7 plus 2 times 10 equals 15. negative 14, negative 2 times 7, plus 2 times 10, plus 20 equals 15. What's going on? Okay, sorry, I screwed up. The second equation doesn't equal 15, does it? This equation equals 6, so this has to equal 6. Does negative 14 plus 20 equal 6? Yep. D is your answer, okay? If one works, you have to check the other one, unless it's the last one. We knew C, B, and A didn't work, so we knew D had to be the answer, okay? But if you don't know how to do this on the CRT, and you're solving for X and Y, all you have to do is plug in your XY values. So that's good news. Your CRT is 20% of your grade. Everything that has an X and a Y, you should get 100% on because you can plug in. The problem is you guys don't take the time to do that. How would I solve this? I would cross this out. 5x, wrong, I'm sorry. 3x equals 21, x equals 7. 5 times 7 minus 2y equals 15. 35 minus 2y equals 15. Negative 2y equals, if I subtract 35, what am I going to get? Negative 20, very good. Y equals positive 10. There is my 7, 10. Now look what they did. They also gave you 10, 7. They put it backwards. If you picked A, that would be wrong. All right. On to today's lesson. Today, all we're going to do, if I work this out, this is actually, this comes from, the answer to this is x squared plus 3x minus 10, okay? This right here gets factored into two binomials like this, okay? X squared, then you're going to get negative 2x plus 5x, which is 3x, minus 10. So if I started here, which is what we're going to do tomorrow, I then factored into two binomials, and then once I get my two binomials, I set it equal to 0, x plus 5 equals 0, x minus 2 equals 0, x equals negative 5, x equals positive 2. That's all I'm doing. Okay? This is how I find the roots to a parabola. What's a parabola? Here's my x and y axis. A parabola looks either like this, or a parabola could be like this. Okay? A parabola usually tracks the trajectory of something flying like a rocket. So, right here, where the parabola crosses the x-axis, that's called your roots. We're going to get something that looks just like this right here, and you're going to have to find the roots, and you're going to have to find if it's an N or a U. We'll get there. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it right now. Okay. But how do we do that? How do we find our roots? We factor this into two binomials. Then we set each binomial equal to 0. We solve them. So that means I have one root at negative 5. I have one root at 2. When you get to algebra 2, you'll actually be graphing parabolas. Okay. Okay? That's all we're doing today. So, steps. Number 1. Well, set each function equal to 0, then solve. A function is what's inside the parentheses. All right? Set each function equal to 0 and then solve. Okay? Set each function equal to 0. Solve for x. Okay? Set each function equal to 0. Solve for x. Go ahead and do number 2. Pause the video. When you're done, go ahead and start the video back up again. Okay, so we get x minus 8 equals 0. X minus 4 equals 0. We add 8 to both sides to get x equals 8. We add 4 to both sides to get x equals 4. We're done. It's that simple. Okay, number 3. Again, you have this exponent right here. So that means it's x plus 6 times x plus 6. Now it equals 0, so x plus 6 equals 0. X plus 6 equals 0. X equals negative 6. X equals negative 6. This is pretty simple, right? Any problems? Any questions? You're not supposed to ask that. Okay, now, number 5. Number 5, I only take what I have an x with to solve. So that means I only solve x minus 2, set that equal to 0, and x minus 7, set that equal to 0. How come I don't do anything with the 5? It doesn't have an x. If it doesn't have an x with it, you don't solve it, okay? So I don't have to set my 5 equal to 0. The only thing I set equal to 0 are what's inside my parentheses, because that has an x with it. X equals 2, x equals 7. Remember, I'm trying to find my roots. Trying to find my roots. Okay? It's a function because it has an x with it. It's a function because it has an x. 5 is not a function because there's no x with it. That's simple. Okay? So my roots here would be 2 and 7. Same thing with number 6. Same thing with number 7. Number 8. Number 8 looks a little different. How do you think I should go about solving this? Go ahead. Yes, Yesenia, how am I going to solve this? Tell me how to solve this.
You're just going to bring it down. Oh, you can force it.
No. No. That's all you do. Set what's inside the parentheses equal to 0, and then solve for x. 5x equals positive 6. 2x equals negative 8. X equals 6 over 5. X equals negative 4. Okay? You just take what's inside the parentheses, set it equal to 0, and solve. Now, if you're going to multiply it out, what's going to happen? Can I multiply this out? Yeah, I can multiply it out, just like I taught you. That's going to give me 10x squared plus 40x minus 12x minus 48. 10x squared plus 28x minus 48, right? When I multiply it out, that's what I get. This right here, this is a very important step, kids. Please try to see this. 10x squared plus 28x minus 48. 10x squared, 10x squared, 10x squared. Don't write. You don't need to do this right here. You don't need to do this. What I want you to see, please pay attention. What I want you to see is this is where they got this from. They factored 10x squared plus 28x minus 48 and got 5x minus 6 times 2x plus 8. Because they factored it. They factored it just like we taught you to. That would be 10 times negative 48, which means they came up with multiples for 480. found which multiples, multiplied the 480, but equals, adds up to positive 28. Remember we did that? That's what they did. They did that for you already. And when they did that, they got 5x minus 6 times 2x plus 8. So you do not have to multiply this back out. All you have to do is take what's inside your parentheses, set it equal to 0, and then solve for x. Easy, right? This means yes. This means no. Yes. Now, look at number 10. What do you notice about the 2? It has an x. So that means now I need to go 2x equals 0, x plus 3 equals 0, 5x minus 8 equals 0. X equals 0 because when I divide both sides by 2, 0 over 2 is 0. X equals negative 3. 5x equals 8. X equals 8 over 5. So these are my 3 answers. You need to print? Go ahead. Okay? Same thing with 11. In all honesty, I didn't have to teach this lesson. I could have just taught you 12.7 because we're going to do the same thing. Except with 12.7, we're not going to have the answer. We're going to start with the whatever 15x squared minus 10x plus 64, and we're going to have to factor it and then set it equal to 0. Okay? Okay, that is today's lesson. This right here, kids, this is part of a parabola. Question 1 in distributed practice, that's part of a parabola. All right, so your roots would be 0 and 12, because that's where it crosses the x-axis. All right, have a great day. If you have any questions, come in and ask.